What's going on here? That's why, like, Islam and Christianity, or Islam and believing in Jesus, do not coexist. You can't say they coexist. You can't. You cannot. They are not the same thing. They're not the same God. The God of the Quran is a different God. It's not Jesus. It's not the God of the Bible. It's not him. That's someone else. Respectfully. I mean that respectfully. And there are so many other things in here that we can pull up. There are so many other things that we can get into. So many other topics we can uncover. They are not the same God. Let's just get that clear. So I understand if you do dawah, I pray that you stop, respectfully, because you're pushing forth a false religion, a false ideology, respectfully. Okay? Why do I know this? Jesus himself, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. You deny Jesus. You do not respect Jesus in the sense of who he is. You do not see his divinity. And here's the thing about the scriptures. You say, well, Jesus never says, I am God. Never says that. He never tells people to worship him. The craziest thing is if you actually read the scriptures, you will see there are parts where Jesus performs a miracle or does something or does a teaching, and afterwards it says, and they worshiped him. Now, Jesus, it never says following that. Jesus said, why are you worshiping me? Worship God alone. No. They say he worshipped him, and that's it. So we can clearly state, okay, so if they worship him, he accepted the worship, he truly preached in the oneness of God. Is he not God in the flesh then if he's accepting worship? Okay, well, all right. But then you have to really read, though. You have to really get into it. And you will see that there are little hints. Well, God can't do this. God can't do this, but a man can't do this. God can, though. But Jesus just did it, like forgiving sins. Pharisees tweaked out because he forgave the sins of the man who was lower down. And instead of telling him to walk first, he said that your sins are forgiven. Pharisees absolutely tripped out. They understood what that meant. The Pharisees did. They knew exactly he was being blasphemous. All the times it says, and they picked up stones for blasphemy, every time, the Pharisees, they knew exactly what Jesus was meaning. It's us, 2,000 some years later, saying, he didn't mean that. No, he meant something else. No, he wasn't saying that at all. He wasn't saying that he was God. He was saying whatever. Well, the people at the time, they knew what he was talking about. When I read it, I know what he's talking about. Like, come on. We gotta be a little more honest. Gotta be a little bit more honest. And we can't be grouping Islam and Christianity together. Now, I understand we went from ISIS, talking about Muhammad, talking about Jesus, but ultimately, we have to be very, very careful of how the media is going to do things and how the media is going to spin things. We need people to attack Islam, not Muslims. I know you could probably say, well, that's redundant because those are the same thing. No, it's not. Muslims are the people. Islam is the ideology. We know that there's only one truth, and that truth is Jesus. So we know it doesn't matter whether you're Hindu, doesn't matter whether you're Buddhist, doesn't matter whether you're New Age, doesn't matter if you think you're a prophet, you created your own religion. It don't matter. It don't matter. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, beautifully, Jesus made it clear and probably said one of the hardest statements in human history. Like, when I mean hardest, I mean like that statement is cold. Like, that statement is like, people be talking about aura. Bro, just think of Jesus saying that. I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. What? Jesus, what? Really? Like, come on. let me turn down the volume just a little bit. Like, come on. That's the hardest statement in the history of all mankind. That right there is the hardest statement, and that right there is the most beautiful statement, because he made it abundantly clear for us, all of us who are blessed to have the scriptures, to know what is true and what isn't true, to not tolerate the things that are not true, and to lean further into what is true. He made it clear. He is truth. So if something opposes him and what he has spoken of, what he has decreed, then we know that it's from the enemy. We know that it's a twisted up version. We know that it's not true. We know that it's not real. We know not to entertain it, but yet we do. Come on. We got to lock in, man. We got to really lock in. We really have to lock in. But all right. That leads us into Jews. Where do they play a role in all of this? Where do Jews play a role in all of this? Where? I guarantee you, if somebody in the media was listening to this right now, anti-Semitic. Nope. I'm laying out what's true. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm laying out what's true. All right, buddy. Let's get into it then. Hold on. Okay. This is absolutely crucial to get into. Absolutely. Because I covered it, but I talked about it beforehand. But this is how people will respond. If people see this specific narrative, or if people are told this specific thing, then this is how they're going to act. This is how they're going to respond. This is how they're going to conduct themselves. So, okay, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Anti-Semitism in America. Why are we bringing that up? Because Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu wants to tell the West on Twitter. I don't know if it was a broadcasting, but I saw the clip on Twitter. Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. He wants to sit here and tell the West to combat anti-Semitism, that we need to be more on top of and be more diligent about anti-Semitism within America. You know what, buddy? No. How about this? No. How about you go kick rocks? We're done. We are done. I love Jewish people. I love people in general. But I'm tired of you who sit here and lie to all of our faces and gaslight us into just stripping us out of every ounce of life that we have. We're done. Like, as an American, we are done. We're done supporting Israel. We're done losing American lives overseas. We're done with this. We're done getting canceled. We're done losing jobs. We're done. But none of you see, like, you guys don't understand when enough is enough. Enough is enough. We need to restore the relationship between each other. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Israel. I'm just saying that this is too much. Why? Let's talk about it. All right, Mr. Netanyahu, let's talk about it, buddy. Why? What? Okay, well, let's first of all, the American Jewish Committee, the AJC, what do they define anti-Semitism as? Let's take a look, because I pulled from their website. I have the link. I can show the source if you'd like. I have the source, and let's go ahead. Let's pull it. All right, to say Zionist, that's anti-Semitic. Why? Zionism is a movement and an ideology. This is their website. Zionism is a movement and an ideology to reestablish and support the existence of a Jewish state in the biblical land of Israel. A Zionist is someone who supports Jews, the right to self-determination in their historic homeland, and Israel's right to exist. However, anti-Semites often use Zionists or Zio as a shorthand for Jew. While many anti-Semites attempt to cloak their hate by claiming to be merely anti-Zionist, notably anti-Zionism, the belief that Jewish people do not have the right to a national home in their ancestral homeland. Let me tell you something. I do believe that Jews should absolutely live in Israel. I do believe that. I absolutely think so. But when you start just, like, making us feel crazy, when we start seeing y'all wild out within the Middle East, causing, like, all this distress between all the different countries, because you can't just, like, live in peace, like, what are we doing? Are we not allowed to say something as the ones who are funding this? Are we not allowed to say something as the ones who are supporting this and acting upon your behalf? Are we, as the American people, not allowed to comment on our government acting on your behalf? Is that not an outlandish thing for us to do? Can we not say something whenever we see that things might be crossing a line? Is that not okay to say? All right, buddy. All right, whatever. Okay, that's anti-Semite. All right, that's anti-Semitism. All right, whatever. It's cool. It's whatever. Honestly. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead. Zionism is racism. To say Zionism is racism, in short, this means that Zionism as an ideology is racist, and excludes other people. ADL's justification for this is that Israel is an extremely diverse state, which is true. Absolutely, that's true. Israel is extremely diverse, with the countries surrounding it. It's very, very diverse. So that is true. I did look that up. I ain't gonna call them out there. They escaped. All right. Silencing, to say that Jews are silencing people, anti-Semitism. To say Semite, anti-Semitism. To say somebody's a scapegoat, anti-Semitism. To say that Jews are Satan, anti-Semitism. That makes sense. I'll give you that. Rothschild, to say that Jews are associated with the Rothschild or something with the Rothschild, that's anti-Semitism. Why? Okay, the Rothschild, I'm going to give you a backstory right here. This is what the ADL provides, all right? And then I'll give you an interesting thing that they left in there, that they brought in there. I wonder why they said that. It's an inclusion. I'll go ahead. I'll get into that in a second. All right. The Rothschild, if you don't know, are a Jewish banking family. Oh, dang. They're a Jewish banking family who have been accused of secretly controlling the economy, manipulating the weather. All right. I don't know who makes those claims. Whoever makes those claims is kind of, y'all are kind of wild. And profiting from wars. The Rothschild has become a generic term for greedy and manipulative Jewish billionaires. All right. I guess that's anti-Semitic. Okay. I get. All right. Okay. But here's the interesting inclusion by the ADL. This is from their website. They say this, and here's the thing about the ADL. I've learned when it comes to reading the ADL site that whenever they say this. Or no, this is not. I don't know if this is. Yeah, this is. I don't know if this was the AJC. I don't know why I put ADL. AJC. Even it's both of them. Both of like the AJC and the ADL. Both of them. Whenever they put something in there, if it's like attacking somebody for some or getting at somebody for some, just know it's the opposite. Just know it's not. Like if you go to the ADL website and you look up Nick Fuentes, oh my goodness, they're dragging bro through the mud, like dragging him through a mud that I ain't ever seen before, and they're just making these horrendous, wild claims, and none of it is like, you get what I mean? It's just, it's like none of this is sticking, none of this is making sense, none of this is lining up. You're just spitting things out there. And the thing about Nick Fuentes is absolutely, if you go based off of clips, oh my goodness, you could have a big old book of wild stuff that this dude is saying. You absolutely could. You easily could. My fault. What's up, Josh? I did not. Hey, I got Rylan in here too. My bad. I didn't see the chat. I've been yapping. My fault. What's up, Rylan? That boy Rylan. I love you, big dog. Same thing, Josh. Love you too, big dog. It's been a minute. Stop chopping up with y'all. I've been in the group chat a little bit, but I wanted to say I want to give y'all shout outs. I want to give y'all some love. But nah, I'm telling you, like, it's just atrocious. It's like you gotta know to believe in the opposite, or take it and look at the opposite. You know what I mean? What are they talking about? And just flip it. That's it. Just flip it. All right. So this is what they get into. The most malicious of conspiracies about the Rothschild is that they orchestrated the Holocaust to gain sympathy for Jews in order to create the state of Israel. While other outlandish conspiracies claim that the Rothschild financed the Nazis, created COVID-19, and controlled the weather. So there's that dual feature right there. Huh. You know, the Holocaust. I'm kind of interested in that right there. I wonder what happened. Now that you're saying this, I wonder even more what happened. Like, I'm not a Holocaust denier. I don't deny the Holocaust. But at the same time, this conspiracy right here, they say it's outlandish. I don't know. Like, there's so many rituals, there's so many things that they do. Like, there's something called like the Brooklyn tunnels. Oh, those little Jews, they run around in there. They doing some crazy stuff with mattresses. They putting dead people on them. Like, they're wilding out. You know what I mean? And we're definitely getting into that. Very, very soon we're talking about that. We're going to discover and we're going to get into the Brooklyn tunnels. I don't care how far the rabbit hole I got to go to find the truth about that. We are finding the truth about what rituals, what they are doing in the rabbit hole, or in not the rabbit hole, in the Brooklyn tunnels, and why they're doing it. There was like one video I saw where they were like, oh, we do this to bring forth the Messiah or something like that. It was so wild. I'm like, respectfully, like, what's going on in your brain? I'm going to take a dead body, or I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to place them on a dirty mattress and chant whatever you chant or say whatever you say. And because of this one dead person, Messiah, like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? Like, respectfully, y'all got to chill on that. Really, y'all do. Because that's insane. Now, again, I don't want to speak out of ignorance. That was probably borderline ignorance, but I remember that video very well because I remember looking straight to the Lord and being like, are you serious? Like, this is what they do? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This one makes me laugh. They literally had this on the website with the photo. Pepe the Frog. It was Pepe. Bro, it's Pepe or a Groiper. They're interchangeable. But Pepe the Frog, bro. They have Pepe the Frog on there. And this is what the breakdown says. It says Pepe the Frog is a cartoon character originally created in 2005 by cartoonist Matt Fury. I think that's how you pronounce that. It later turned into a meme that became a symbol of the alt-right, namely the Groiper movement, a group of far-right activists, internet trolls, and white nationalists. Its followers, known as the Groiper Army, seek to bring white supremacist ideas and content to mainstream audience. A key figure of the movement is Nicholas Fuentes. Bro, they called him out by name, bro. A Holocaust. Oh, wow. So Nick Fuentes is a Holocaust denier and peddler of anti-Semitic content, best known for his roles in the 2017 Unite the Rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the insurrection at the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. The craziest thing is I think I've seen clips from both of those. If you wanted to watch the Unite the Rally, I think he has it not on his profile, but I'm pretty sure you can find that on Rumble. And you could see what that looks like. It low-key look cold. I ain't gonna lie. He's a cold dude. I like Nick. I ain't gonna lie. I actually watch his streams. Like, I don't clip. I'm not a clip warrior. I don't get into the clips and say, oh, he said this. He said this about women. He said this about black people. He said this about Mexicans. He said this about Jews. He said, I'm gonna go run to the club. No. Listen to the full context. Listen to everything he says. Listen to what's going on. It's rough around the edges. Don't get me wrong. It's really rough around the edges. I ain't denying that. But there are some truth in the things that he says. I will say that. I will say that for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely will say that. Okay. To continue this wild list. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's continue this. Okay. Jewish lobby. To say that there's a Jewish lobby, you're an anti-Semite. Jewish power. To say that there's Jewish power. Anti-Semite. Jewish agents. Anti-Semite. Jewish capitalists. Anti-Semite. Greed. To say that Jews can be greedy. To say that a Jewish person is acting in greed. Whether that's greed of power, greed of money, greed of whatever it is, or greed of like just dragging your name through the mud. They take your job. They have your wife divorce you. They take your businesses. They shut down your bank accounts, but it's not enough. They need more. Yo, you said you had a Groiper in your profile photo, and you were talking about Zionism, and you were talking about the Jewish lobby, and you were talking about dual loyalty. That's the next one. You're talking about dual loyalty. You're talking about how Jews gaslight. That's the next one. Oh, nah, it's not enough. We need more. I need more. I need to take everything. I need to take his car. I need to take the ground he walks on. I need it all. Like, that's greed. You know what I mean? Not only just at that, but also in money. So that's on there too.